How's it going, everybody? John Jack with Crippled Fox Gaming, and I've gotten some more projects done since the last time we've talked, so I'm going to show off some more of those stuff. I showed you the fields and the fences that I'd gotten done, and I'm going to show you what I've been doing with the ruined terrain pieces. That was my first video, and I'm sure you were wondering what I'd been doing with them. Well, now is the time for them to be revealed. Check it out, you guys. This is the ruined terrain pieces that I was showing on that on my very first video, and as you see, I've got the vines that were put on there with PVA glue and literally just flock. This is a piece that you probably haven't seen. What I did was I took two of these the pieces from the ruined terrain set. Let me see if I can find them. I took two of these little bits. And then I literally just trimmed this out, stuck them together thusly, and then took handy-dandy craft stick or popsicle stick or coffee stirrers, glued them together with some hot glue, and hey presto, you got a longer wall. And I've done that on a couple other things that I'm working on too. And so what we've got here, I have just literally, I had some of the, you painted the MDF base. And then I've got, let me get that back in focus. I put some of that dark soil flock in here. And then these are some more pieces from the terrain crate, the ruined terrain pieces here that are literally just rubble. So I figure what better place than inside a old a cottage or perhaps a ruined inn, because it's got the second level, or maybe that's just where they keep the kids when they sleep at night. So here is one piece. Like I said, this has got the upper berth here that I showed in that first video, which is literally popsicle sticks, hot glue, and Agrax Earthshade and or Reichland Flesh Shade. So that's one of them. And another piece I've done, and here I have kind of taken, I had a whole bunch of extra bits that I had clipped off for the upper berths, and I made kind of a wood flooring. And what I did with that, it's the same technique as I showed in that first video, where you are just literally, you're taking these up and you're cutting them into bits that look like flooring. And then what I did is I glued them to a piece of paper, which if I was smart, I'd have glued them to a dark colored piece of paper, but I didn't. So I can kind of see a little bit there that I need to get a little bit more flock and put it on there. But, it looks like there may have been wooden flooring in this little area here. I haven't done the viney stuff on the walls yet on this, but, this is another setup where I've got a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And that's the little rubble piece. I need to dull coat all of these. And again, this is that gray, the black primer and the gray base building up. And I will go through and probably put some vines on this because there's some bits here that need to be covered up, and covered up here and covered up in there. But that's another little setup. Here's another piece I made that I kind of, as it has dried, I need to go over it a little more. But this is a different color. I kind of I went with a little bit more of an adobe color, not adobe, but a dark brown stone color on this. And then just kind of worked my way up with different layers. I think it was, I've been using the heck out of those Secret Weapons aging I forget what that set was called. I got a whole bunch of them where it's like, it's got base color all the way up to the highlights. So, and this has got the same thing in there. It's got some of the flooring that might have been there, and this has also got a little piece of a little bit of grass over here, a little bit of shrubbery. That was literally the from a previous video where you take a I don't know what that stuff is. It's not horsehair, but it's a natural fiber doormat, and just you cut it to this piece that you want. I've got a pair of really great old scissors they look like those penny cutting scissors. Clip, clip, clip. Just add a little bit more depth to it, and I'm gonna I'll probably do some vine work on this as well. Any place where I've got stuff like back here that you can still kind of see, I'm gonna cover those up as much as I can. There's another piece. It's a little bit different layout. There's no upper berths or anything like that. And as I'm going through, I've got several more of these. It helps if you kind of if you plan out what you want to do with these ahead of time. I say that in the sense that learn from my mistakes, and I had these all planned out, and then I took and went and done and gone and primed them, and forgot what order they went in. So I'm going to tell you guys again, learn from my mistakes, and I'll show you a few more of these, and then that'll be it. This is more kind of a showing off what I'm working on. Here's a few more pieces. This is just a little, hovel that I've kind of, I found some different colored flock to put in there around the corners, like as if people had been trudging through here. It's got a little bit more brown earth as opposed to the, I think that's autumn shade. And I think that's one of those things from, got it right here. It is Hobby round marsh blend, and that's just a kind of flock. It's got little bits of red, it's got little bits of orange fiber in there, but otherwise it's kind of a mossy brownish kind of color. And I've just I will put that on there as haphazardly as I can with some sort of idea of where I want this, how I want this to look ahead of time. Most of the time, a lot of the stuff that I do is just literally, well, let's start this and see where it goes. So there's that one. This is another one, and this is a little bit different. It's a little bit more, this has got some of that that I just showed you, but it's also, this looks like it might be a little bit older, so when I do the vine work on this, I might go a little bit of the blended earth up the side where it's not quite as verdant green as some of the other ones are. But, this is all just area terrain. It's going to be good. Have your guys fighting in and on and around. I think that's about it. I've got some other things that aren't quite done that I'll just kind of throw up here. This is kind of basically how I start these. I get everything, I kind of figure out where I want things to go, and I will hot glue them down, again with a low temperature hot glue, and then if it doesn't, again, let everything dry. Same thing I did with the other ones like this. These actually, when it's something like this, I glued these all down first and then flocked them afterwards, because these things I really want to make sure they stick to the MDF board. So I've got these all hot glued down, and like I said, if you're worried about it, you can always run another bead along inside here or here or along anywhere that's going to need to be glued down. And actually I had something that I glued down that didn't stick, and so it was like the thing was on a hinge, and so it's like, oh, and just hot glue it down, and everything, as long as people don't start punting this at conventions, I think it should hold up pretty well. Other than that, that's kind of updating on some of the projects, some of the things I've shown you. I've got other things that I'm going to be doing, other bits of the terrain crate. I've got these pointy, stabby sharp sticks, and I'm going to show you how to paint those up. I've got I've got the turkey, the camp stove, the campfire that I'll show at some point once I get all these things. Once I get the big stuff down, then we'll work on the little bitty details, and I'll probably be showing you that stuff. Again, thanks for watching. We'll like and subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your business compadres. Make a bunch of fake accounts and just subscribe all day long, because it makes me, makes me feel better, because I know you guys are watching it. I like you, you like me, hopefully. Talk to you later. Thanks, guys.